Hello guys, boys and girls. Welcome to today's session, and we are presenting you a step-by-step teaching of backbending. So talking about backbending, there's actually many poses to guide you step by step into the final position, which is the peak pose we're going to talk about today, the chakrasana, the whale pose. Apparently you push yourself up into a whale pose. So before we get in there, we are going to briefly warm up a little bit, but I would suggest you before practicing this session, because this is only about 15 minutes, about a teaching detailed breakdown video. So before you get to my video, you need to get yourself properly warmed up. So the best thing is to have an add up this session as an add up to your normal practice. At the end of your yoga practice, your daily practice, this would be perfect because your body would be warmed up and all the body parts which is related to your back bending would be maximally open, hopefully. So, and another thing is always listen to your body. Whatever your level is, whatever you can do today, it's just a guideline. It's never a place that's, you know, to create frustration or conflict, or even worse, self-judgment. Let's have fun, okay? And if you like to do this and you are not there yet, and just let it be an inspiration, it will be nice. Talking about backbending, there's actually several of the body parts we better understand. The shoulders, the openings of your shoulder, the level of the opening of your shoulders, the strength of your upper body and your back, and also the flexibility of your spine, of course. And the one thing that's always get neglected is the strength of the legs and the hips and the hip muscles, which is just our booty muscles. So they are very important to get engaged, and also always in every position is your core. So you get those centering muscle, those key parts of your body working together, which make you a perfect whale pose. So any of them is missing would causing you a lot of difficulty. So I try to introduce some general rules and some skills that we can train ourselves into it. So let's get started, but make sure you're warm, okay? So let's try to start with upward facing dog. So when you do your sun salutation, right? Okay, let's just pretend we do our first round of sun salutation, first round and the last round. So inhale, we are lifting up our arms, and exhale, bend forward. And inhale, back straight and step back to your plank, and here you can be a chaturanga. And always remember, inhale, you come to your upward facing dog. So in here, you can come and stop in your cobra pose, and just try to feel how your lower back is getting open and your lower back is getting warm up in this position nicely. If you can, push yourself straight to your upward facing dog. You can lift up your legs off the floor if you want and look up. Breathe. Okay, lower yourself down, back to the mat. Take a break. So the best position actually to have a break after any kind of arching back is to push yourself to the chop pose, like we always know, and totally relax your arms as well. And also you can just have your stomach down, lying on the mat, and have one side of your ears on the mat, and relax your hands, palms facing up. And apparently, if you do to the next round, you can just turn to the other side. Okay, so this is a resting pose. You just feel free to do them anytime you need. And now we're pushing ourselves up again. Try to straight up your arms here. Relax, shoulder open. Exhale down. Now we're resting in this pose we talked before, palms facing up. Next one, we go to the locust. So extend your arms alongside your body behind you, or if you can, I personally feel it's a bit more difficult if you extend your arms in front of you. So let's say we just do this alongside your body and allow your legs to open a little bit. If it's together, it's a little bit harder anyways. So lift it up. Lift up your legs first and then your arms. Stay as long as you can and keep breathing. You have to make sure your breath is still normal here. Nothing gets suppressed. And another thing you might have noticed, it's not a perfect practice to do right after your meals. I would say at least wait for 1 hour. 2 hours would be the best after your meals. And lower down. Rest. Okay, now lift up your legs, bend your knees. Try to catch up your ankle and try to lift yourself up. We call this the bow pose. And then rock a little bit. Forward and back. Okay, stay and keep lifting. For 5, 4. Keep kicking your legs. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, lower down. Rest. So this time I choose to push myself back to the child pose to rest. Okay, now still we go back to the stomach down pose, and now this time we try to increase a little bit of the mobility of our shoulders, so it's not getting hurt when we finally go to the whale pose. So extend your left arm. We stay with our left arm first into a 90 degree. So what you're doing here is to push yourself to the opposite side and bend in. Your left hand's bending, your right knee bending, so they are the opposite. And in here, relax the side of your head down and just keep pushing the floor with your right hand. So you're pushing yourself to the opposite direction. I'm sure if you do it with me, you can feel your shoulders. It's getting open here. You can maybe even feel the blockage. It's like really sore. So push to the edge of your position and stay here and breathe. This is also can be a very relaxing stretching position after any kind of shoulder, back, arm tension creating poses, I would say. Okay, get back, stomach down, and extend your left arms. Now this time like a T to your body, and do the same thing. So most people might feel it's a bit easier in here to bend in your left legs, especially like this. So you can push the floor a little bit more. So get your upper body a little bit straight. Yeah, it's actually you can, if you're prepared, you can get a pillow or anything underneath your head. And might get you more comfortable in this position. So we do the same to the right side. So push it, slightly push it and open up the right shoulders. Very good. Now just get back to normal and then extend your right arms and push it. Whew, in such a way I can go much further, feel much better, and push the ground. I do need a pillow under my head, so you can see. If I got something, I won't be in this awkward, not touching the mat position. So need something under your ears would be helping you a lot in this stretching. Okay, wonderful. And get it back. And push yourself again to the child's pose. This time of resting, in this short video because the final pose needs you to recruit nearly all of your energy and all of your body parts to get to that final position. So make sure in here you stretch yourself, warm up yourself, get everything activated, but at the same time give yourself enough time into the resting position. You know, it's always like this, you recruit the energy and you give it enough time to rest. Right. Take a breath. Now we're going to get into the lying down on the mat, but before that I want to say I don't want to spend too much time into the camel pose today because it could be another pig pose for some people. It's really intimidating to accomplish. But if you are okay, if camel is already a part of your practice, you can just after the stomach down series, you can do the camel pose a couple of times, starting from protecting your lower back and getting down and push your hips forward. So pushing your hips forward is the key here. As long as your hips going this way and your back is bending naturally. So if you feel okay, try to grab your heels. Get your heels first, then push your hips again forward. And now relax your neck. Extend your arms if you want to the full camel. Stay here for 5. You can stay longer if you feel you're very strong in this position today. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, coming up with control, or always support your lower back before you come down. And here, normally we go to the rabbit pose to lose up all the tension. So you're gonna put your head right in front of your knees, the crown of your head, and lift up your hips. Stay here for 5 breathing. You just stay. I'm counting all of the poses already because it's really hard for me to talk in the rabbit pose. Stay for 3. For 2. And 1. Okay, now we're coming lying down on the mat on our back. So once you get to this position, you probably know the game started. Lie on your back. And we go to the bridge pose like always. So bring your heels quite close to yourself, the closest you can. And then if it's really not comfortable, for example, if your heels is not touching the ground, try to move it away, okay? Just adjust to where it's good for you. And hip distance apart. Your toes shouldn't be open because this directly leading your knees to open in an angle. So close it down, pointing to the front. And now you try to ignite your core just by lying here and thinking about your core and your hips, your hamstring, and all the muscles on your thighs. So in here, we're gonna push your hips up and maintain it here. So the first step, to put your hands, give a support on your lower back. And you can just stay here and see how you feel. Even that you are in the supported bridge, you can feel very well that how your legs is integrated, how your legs is get activated. And bring your knees, try to squeeze your knees together to each other. And this is to engage your inner thighs and your hips. Okay, bring this down and just relax. Now the second one, we will do no hand support if you can follow. If not, you just repeat what we did before. So lift up your hips without support. Just put your palms pressing on the mat beside you, alongside your body. And breathe. Looking up. Don't create pressure on your neck. Okay, exhale down. And then release a little bit. Maybe you want to straighten up your legs and then we go to the next one. That will be the last one before we finally push to the wheel pose. So in this bridge, you lift it up, palms down, and lift up your right legs. We'll just do a quick exercise. For 10 times, lift it up to the ceiling with your heels. 3, 4, 5, 6. Small movement. 8, 9, 10. Okay, right leg down, hips stay there, and the left leg up. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I know how you feel on your legs. Hips down slowly. Now give a little bit squeeze, knees towards yourself, and squeeze your knees to your chest. Now get yourself mentally prepared to our peak pose. So remember all the clues, all the key points you're gonna engage, right? Your core is always engaging in any position that you do. That's the strongest support you can get. And your hips keep lifting up. Your hips, the job of your hips now is just to lift up as high as they can. And now place your foot down. Try to lift up your hips. Lift it high to the maximum and place your hands, your fingers wants to facing yourself on this way, and your elbows not open, close to your body. Alongside your ears, place it on the mat. Maybe only half of your palms is on the mat, which is no problem. And push the floor, lifting your hips even more. Use your legs, right? And get there, and the crown of your head on the mat first. And now you push through your, my hair. Now you push through your palms. Go to the well. Very good. So in here, I want to emphasize one thing is that you can lift up your heels safely. Okay, so this release a lot of tension in your lower back. If your lower back is fine, you can just bring down your heels. If you want to experiment, just do it a couple of times. See the difference. So stay here if you can for 5 breathing. And then lower down. Bend your elbows. And crown of your head down. And then slowly your back. The last should be your hips. So in here, we've gone through 90% of what we're gonna say today. So you've done a great job. If this is enough for you, and remember you can always just come back to the video and revisit it. Save the video, and maybe today or this week you are here, and next week you can go a little bit further. So this is always good to repeat and test yourself, see where's your improvement. So the last 2 things I might show is a little bit of variation based on the chakrasana. So they will be more advanced than what we've seen before. So if you just want to watch, relax, this is fine. If you want to follow, there might be a challenging day. So let me, I don't feel my hair. It's very good in that position because I keep catching my hair. Just 1 minute. Okay, let's lie down on the mat. Start how I started. And get to your bridge, lifting, and your palms in the position, and push yourself up to the whale pose. Very well. And in here, try to shift your weight a little bit on your left side, left foot, and ground it on the floor, and lift up your right leg straight up to the sky. You can stay here as long as you want, and bend your right knee, get down, but in here, you need to keep your hips in the air, okay? Otherwise you are collapsing. And now try your left leg. Once you get your position, keep pushing your arms so your shoulders is open. Good, get down. Okay, bend your elbows, crown of your head down, and your back, and your hips. So this is how you can get into the deeper position of this whale pose. So the last thing is about more of your shoulder opening. So I would actually show you the whale pose but it's not about our legs in the air anymore. We'll try to bend in and put our forearms on the mat. So your head will be off the floor. Maybe it won't be very obvious because my hair might be messy, but your head should be off the floor when you push the floor away and then lifting up with your shoulders. Okay, let's get this done. I'm actually quite exhausted after all those demo. I didn't know it would be quite intense if you demo the whale pose for 15 minutes. Right, so let's get this done. And get to your bridge. Lie down on the mat, take a deep breath. Breath in and breath out through your mouth. Just to relax and gain the last piece of energy. Okay, here we go. And put your hands alongside your ears and lift it up. Now lift it up to the whale pose. Here we are. Now crown of your head down first and put your arms down. So get a triangle behind your head. And now you're gonna lift it up. Sorry, my body is moving vigorously because I try to lift myself up. Head off. Of course, stay as long as you want. And then crown of the head down and put your palms alongside your ears. Maybe lift a little bit, so the back of your head down. And now it's your back. And last is your hips. I hope you see my last demo and you see the replay of the video because in this position, my hair is always a problem. My elbows always get onto my hair. Okay, so thanks for watching today. And do let me know if you have any question. See you next time. Bye bye.